Alright, so today is the go day. Um, as you see, out of abundance of caution, I'm wearing uh, the neck brace in which I sleep um, to hopefully get me through the rest of the day. Um, my problem is there's going to be some lifting and moving things through the day, starting with trying to navigate this gravel parking lot situationship. So territorially, I don't know if I discussed this in the previous video or whatever. I am literally on the furthest uh, part of the RV parking lot, like as far as you could humanly get without being diagonally as far as you could humanly get. So I have like a straight shot right to the gates. And here's the thing, right outside, you could see gravel right there, right? Now, the gravel on that very perimeter road is just a smidge more compacted than the gravel literally everywhere else. And so I have this and that to carry. Now, that is what I'm concerned about. It is a brand new from Amazon, not like never even haven't been used. I picked this up through the snail mail on Moab postal office. So, anyways, haven't ordered it from Amazon. So it has wheels, right? But those wheels are not designed for gravel road, and it pains me to no end to know that back home I have this absolutely amazing cart that I use to transport my Predator 2000 generator. It has like really nice wheels. It's like one of those foldable things that you could buy for like $30 at Harbor Freight, less a coupon, obviously. So I think what I'll do is I will potentially, uh, if not probably or inevitably, purchase one of these. So there is a Harbor Freight in town here. I don't know if it's worthy or worth it for me to go all the way to Harbor Freight. On the way out, or when the guy comes, I'm gonna ask him if it's scientifically possible to have something delivered right here, because it would be kind of stupid for me to drive. You know what I mean. So the spiel behind those is that they pack flat, they're foldable, they're all sorts of things. And what I think I could do in that case is I could get off Uber, right? Like in coming back here, leave my stuff right by the gate, walk back to the motorhome, grab the car. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Don't hold me to anything. Um, my mind is a little bit all over the place. My focus was on executing the trip and getting all those moving pieces and whatever figured out. I don't know anything else beyond that. But what I do know is that the darn thing isn't really capable. I mean, I could probably drag it across gravel, but it's going to destroy the wheels. Something I'm not particularly keen on doing per se. I could hypothetically carry it, but the darn thing is heavy enough for it to more than probably discombobulate something in my neck, which will complicate my trip back. Uber driver is confirmed. I have been packing, repacking, and just trying to figure out whether some things are worth taking back or leaving behind. So I'm at the point where Remainder of the food I've either thrown out, um, or I'm gonna try and take some with me. I've been keeping it in the freezer in hopes that TSA will allow me to do that. I don't know. I have no idea how any of this works. All I know is that every single time I fly, I get the full cavity search, anyways. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna keep it in Ziploc freezer bags, and then also I'm gonna double bag it in this Moab fancy bags and just put it in my backpack. Um, some mistakes have been made. Maybe in the downtime, like once I get back, I'll do a little bit more research about RV storage. I don't know if it's worth for me to, because like for example, I've looked on Google Maps, right, and the RV storage that's right there, like right down the street, it also has gravel, so that's not going to fix my problem, right? Like unless the parking lot is asphalt, right? And one thing that really doesn't sit well with me is the fact that you can't access your stuff unless the person that's manning the office over there is here. And they're here during a particular set of business hours. So if you hypothetically arrive late, have to catch whatever. Now, he did say that, normally I don't do this, but for like out of state customers, blah, 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 there might be some da, 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 da. I don't want to be a burden to the guy where he's like, oh, that guy always comes here and, but I will investigate other facilities just to be sure. Unfortunately, there's a lot of storage facilities in Grand Junction, but they're like kind of like U-Haul type or like self-storage types, with garages and some parking areas for the RVs. I'm sure there's added cost, but the burden of convenience is also something to think about, right? Like if you could, I don't know, something for me to think about on the plane. Is supposed to get here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I hope to get to the gates by 8 o'clock in the morning, and my Uber arrives at 8:30. So I guess I'll be chatting him up for half an hour. So I've been looking at what my options are in terms of like purchasing vehicles and whatever. Jeep has, I don't know what's wrong with Jeep. They have made the choice of Jeeps so ridiculous. It is just I don't know what's wrong with them. So for context, there's a Jeep Gladiator Sport, Sport X, and then of course the usual assortment of the Willys and there's like 27 different trim levels, right? They also have Nighthawk, right? And they have like Mojave, Mojave X, Rubicon, Rubicon X, and EV type Jeeps and all this stuff. But like, let's just say the lower spectrum of Jeeps. They have made the difference between, let's say, the Sport X, and like the Nighthawk, for example, so unbelievably weird. It's like you would have to be stupid to buy a lesser model. Just like really stupid. And I don't understand why they um, do that. Like for example, the difference between Sport and Max Tow Package Sport is just a couple $1,000, but for that couple $1,000, you get like, bam, kind of deal, right? Nighthawk, uh, looks like a mole crawler, and it's, in my opinion, they have like upgraded some things to make it look more bougie, I guess. But like even the simplest things, like for example, being able to have a plug for rear passengers to charge their phone is missing. Like they have an actual space for it, but they don't have the plugs on the Sport or the Sport X or the like a whole bunch of trims, and you're like, how much would it have cost you to add that stupid plug in there? Whatever. So I may have settled on a Jeep Gladiator Rubicon Sport Max Tow package. So they do have it in stock. It's priced decently. Um, so that's kind of how that goes. Oh, and another thing is, this is really stupid. They sell Jeep Gladiators without a hitch receiver. Like, how can you, like, it should be illegal to sell a pickup truck without a hitch receiver. Like, that's not even, like, I don't think I've ever seen, since, like, 1980s, the bumper pull, if you know what I mean. I have never seen a single truck. Now, I could be wrong. I'm just saying in general terms. But I don't recall seeing either a Toyota, a Honda, a Ford, a Chevy, a GMC, a Nissan, like, take your pick, any, right? Like, it's not even a package, right? Like, it just comes standard. Now, some of them have like a fancier tow package, if you know what I mean. That comes with bigger alternator and more towing capacity and whatever. But it's like, or the transmission cooler. But the thought that you could sell a pickup truck without, like, I remember, this is like a trip down memory lane, when I went to buy a Jeep, right? This is Jeep Gladiator we're talking about. Jeep Gladiator Rubicon didn't have a tow package. And the guy looks at me and he's like, well, you could always add it. I'm like, yes, but all the things that are in there are missing. So, which is why I ended up buying, the one that I have right now. Because it had everything. It's like, whatever. Now, if you never ever tow anything, that's a non-issue. But here's the thing. That one time when you actually need to tow something, that's when it's a thing. And that 4,000 pound limit is very easily exhaustible. So for like context, my utility trailer from Tractor Supply is like 1,100 pounds or something like that. My kayak trailer with the kayak is probably about, I don't know, 1,300 pounds or so. Galvanized and all this stuff. Right, my 7x16 cargo trailer, it probably weighs like 2,000 pounds, and that's not even including cargo. So being able to tow stuff is kind of sort of important. I have booked the rental, so I hope all of that works out. Anyways, Um, I'm a little bit disappointed with myself for not having done all of this uh 3 years ago. So as you may have noticed, the content on the channel have now in great part that's because YouTube shadow banned me. Um, but on a different note, I've been learning to come back here, and I think what I should have done like 3-4 years ago was um, drive back and leave my stuff here. But then again, I haven't. This is the weird stuff. In 2022 is when I bought my Jeep, so the only time I could have done it was in 22. But then I was here in 21, so theoretically the timeline could have worked out. But then there were other things in the process. So I think my failure and my mistake was not having done this way sooner, because what could have been kind of deal. So, but what's done is done. Just sitting here, clock watching, and getting all sorts of stomach butterflies and trying to collect my thoughts, trying to make sure that everything is smooth sailing. And then I guess in terms of this video series, I'm just gonna sign off for the last time. The next time you'll see me recording a vlog to do with like traveling related is going to be when I come back here sometime in probably July or something like that, whenever that will be. But as for like the whole vehicle purchase, I guess we'll just have to play it by the ear. So thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you later.